What up, everybody? It's Rob the Mellow Guy, and I'm back at you with another video update talking about vinyl, CD, whatever comes across my mind while I'm making this video. God damn it, that's how I do it. Anyway, let us begin with this video. I'm going to give an update first about a new vinyl that came in. I ordered this quite a while back. It was a pre-order that I had done for an album that I really wanted to add to my collection. As you can see from the title, I actually decided to put it My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult, their debut album. I finally got it on vinyl. Been waiting for this one for a while here. I see good spirits and bad spirits. My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult, one of my favorite bands. Show you the album cover here. Iconic industrial band from Chicago, Wax Trax Records, a label responsible for so many iconic industrial acts. Ministry, of course, probably one of the most known bands from Wax Trax. If you check out their roster, what they were doing in that late 80s period, early 90s in Chicago, the electronic scene, right, and industrial, just a very influential in terms of industrial electronic music. Cannot diminish what that label did, and you cannot just ignore the fact, that they provided so much, and so many bands to, come along after in the 90s that I think took from them in terms of industrial music. I think especially in My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult definitely had a hand in doing that as well, being one of the influential bands on that label. Their sound, their style, the sound bites they use, the way they approached making their music. And that's what stands out about this album, the debut album, most to me, is when I listen to I See Good Spirits and Bad Spirits, I hear a lot of concepts when it comes to incorporating sound bites from horror films, from B films, sexploitation films, right, from the 70s. And the imagery, right, the satanic kind of haunting imagery, along with kind of the sexual, drugs or dangerous, themes, scaring the Midwest, parents that think their kids, if they listen to this stuff, will turn to a drug-taking, satanic, sex-addicted fiend or something, which is what this band was able to conjure up with their music in songs like This Is What the Devil Does. That music video, check it out. If you haven't already, My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult and This Is What the Devil Does, the music video, one of my all-time favorites in that song is, to me, it's like that's the theme song for My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult. They mention the name, right, and the chorus section towards the end there, My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult, and it just gets stuck in your head. The industrial electronic just sound, it's addictive, right? It really grabs you. And let me just show you this too, which is really cool. And shout out to Wax Trax Records. I've ordered now a few releases from them. Actually, all the releases I've ordered from My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult have been, I think, from Wax Trax directly. Their website is unbelievable. What they've done with that website and like the professionalism. And also, when you pre-order something and then when they release it, it comes on time, like it doesn't get delayed. Huge shout out to them for that. And I just really like what they've been able to do, re-releasing some of the classic material, and even their shirts. As you see here, I've got a My Life with a Thrill Kill Kult shirt. This is Confessions of a Knife era, when this, the shirt's design came, which is really cool because that's my favorite album from them. But let me show you this is really awesome. Look at that green, so cool. I really like the color on this one. So super happy about this. But Gateway to Hell is a good song off this album. Do You Fear for Your Child? That is probably the one that a lot of people, again, if you're familiar with the band, you would know. If not, check it out. Definitely give yourself a opportunity to listen to that song. But there's some really good tracks on this. Heresy, I love that one. And This Is What the Devil Does Again. I got to bring that up. That is one of the defining tracks from this band and this album alone. It's a great release. So really glad I got this to add to my collection, My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult. And just wanted to go because I was talking about ordered from Wax Trax now over the past couple years when they've re-released the My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult albums. As you see here, here's Confessions of a Knife, one of my all-time favorite albums. I've shared this before in another video. I've talked about it extensively. I even was mispronouncing, I think, the band's name at first because I was so tired. I'm also, again, look at the production value, people. I'm not some 5-star damn production show with, you know, the glitz and the glamour. This is raw. This is real. This is like finished black metal, gosh darn it. This ain't no overproduced boy band shit. Excuse me, I'm joking. But I've already talked about this album, I think, a lot in one of my last videos. So if you want to check it out, but still just going to throw this out. Confessions of a Knife. If I was to make a top 20, top 10 albums just albums across all genres, right? Metal, punk, new wave, industrial, film scores, you have it. Just all the music I enjoy. This would be, I believe, would be in the top 10 because I love this album so much. I mean, I like the debut album, don't get me wrong. This is a good release. But honestly, the band stepped up to a whole new level. I love the sound of this release, the songs, Cooler Than Jesus, classic. A Daisy Chain for Satan, that bass line that just gets stuck in your head. And Burning Dirt. When I saw them perform live, that was like so cool that that was their opening song. Then you went crazy, right? That was the smartest choice. When it comes to bands picking their opening songs, that was the moment where I was like, this band knows what they're doing, right? They have it, right? And their performance, great. But I also got from Wax Trax this, My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult, Sexplosion. So the third album, Confessions of the Knife, second album, full length. Here's their third. This is actually the last one, I believe, that was on Wax Trax, and they got signed by Interscope for a few albums there. Of course, right when a band has a cult following, starts getting popular, then they go to the major label, and the major label, in my opinion, always screws them up or doesn't know how to promote them. It's happened so many damn times. I mean, I look like the Obsessed when they got signed for The Church Within, which is a great album. It was at Columbia Records, had no idea what to do. They didn't promote it well. Screw Columbia Records for that one. The Church Within by The Obsessed. If you like doom metal and doom, stoner rock, check it out. That's a great release. I have that in my vinyl collection. But getting back to Sexplosion here, this was the last one on, I believe, Wax Trax, and it's a bit different than the previous releases because they add a little more, I would say, almost like disco elements and kind of funk, kind of bass lines. But I love the album's kind of the theme with it, right? The sexual 70s. Like there's some songs on this that you could definitely hear like the bass and even just the way the keyboards are set up and the rhythms. It reminds you of like a 70s, sexploitation film, right? It's like tabloid, taboo. I mean, Sex on Wheels. That's a well-known song from this album amongst the fans. And when I saw him play it live, again, the crowd reaction was crazy because it's such a good song. But my favorite song actually on this is Mystery Babylon. I love it. It has like this cocktail lounge kind of like vibe to it. I mean, it's almost got like a jazzy sound, which you wouldn't expect that if you listen to the earlier stuff. You're thinking, well, where's this coming from? But it's an enjoyable release. And got all three, which I'm happy. All three full length. The first three full length albums from My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult, and getting this one now to finish the collection. Some Wax Trax. Shout out to them. Great label. Like I said, if you're not familiar, go to waxtraxrecords.com, look at some of their releases, listen to a bunch of the artists, and I can tell you, if you enjoy industrial music, 90s, that sound, bands like Nine Inch Nails, right? I think that Nine Inch Nails definitely was influenced by the Wax Trax group, right? And so many artists I can name from the 90s that you could say that if it wasn't for Wax Trax Records, I just don't know if you would have that kind of underground scene grow to what it did in the 90s, especially. I mean, you had bands, having songs in movies. The Crow, My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult. They contributed, not only did they contribute a song to that film After the Flesh, but they were in the movie. They actually were performing. So just a great band, and there you go. My newest vinyl to the collection. And I actually got a CD last night. I just thought I'd share. This is Depeche Mode. Flip it over, everybody here. Black Celebration. As you know, I'm a huge fan of new wave, post-punk music, as well as various types of metal rock. If you check my previous videos here, remember to like and subscribe. And so you can go back and see all those. And I have a ton of different releases, but I even have a video where I show a lot of my new wave releases. And this is the one now I did not have in my Depeche Mode collection. I was at Barnes & Noble last night with my nephew. My nephew and I were painting the town, hanging out, took him out, being the uncle I am, taking him out to dinner, had some good Chinese food at this place called 88 Bao Bao. If you're ever in Dublin, go to it. Great food. The orange chicken, amazing. Oh God, the fried rice, to die for. But then we went to Barnes & Noble, which is just down the way there in Dublin. And he likes the manga, so do I. And he got some new manga series as he's into that stuff, which is great. I'd rather have him into that than on the TikTok listening to Taylor Swift and being a freaking fool with his pants on the ground. Nah, he's reading good manga, so I got to give him that credit. And he's not one of those kids, that, oh gosh, if you hear some of these kids nowadays, even the teenagers, the way they talk, it drives me nuts. And they listen to that crap, oh God, Ice Spice. Don't get me started. I heard one song because I was like, who's this Ice Spice? Everyone's talking about her. She was at the Super Bowl and everyone was all making a big deal. It's Ice Spice with Taylor Swift. I heard one song and I was just disgusted. There's no even comparison to Depeche Mode. Not even, you can't even, it's not even funny how bad this artist was. She is just garbage. And she's talking about her thighs are as thick as yams or something. All she kept doing was saying the S word. Shit this, shit that, shit. Her music shit. That's what it was. Gosh dang, it was just garbage. I'm telling you, I was, disgusted. I can't believe, this is the problem with these young people. Why are you listening to that? Listen to Depeche Mode. Okay, great band here. But this is a CD I did not have in my collection. It's an album I've always grappled with because I'm such a huge fan of Violator. I probably would also say that it's hard. Depeche Mode, it makes it difficult. It's like, what's your favorite album? Music for the Masses, that's a great release. I mean, Some Great Reward, that's a good album. I have that actually in my CD collection. So you pull it up here for you people. So why don't I just show you my Depeche Mode collection? This is how we do it when you have your CDs right behind you. The hell, that's not Depeche Mode, that's Desolation Angels. Where's the freaking one? This is ridiculous. Yeah, here's Some Great Reward. Why not? There you go, why not, I'm not going to edit this out, too. I'm going to have you people look at me as a fool having to go behind and get the CD. I was not prepared for that, but who cares? This is on the fly. We're having fun. But here's Depeche Mode, Some Great Reward. This is probably my... Violator's great. How do you go wrong with Violator? Music for the Masses. Got Construction Time over there, but I'm not walking over to my vinyl case. CD case is easy to grab. It's right behind me, so that's why. But to add this to my collection, Dressed in Black is probably my favorite track off this album, I would say. But Fly on the Wind Screen is a good one, too. The final. And then Question of Lust I like. Sometimes not bad. And then Stripped. There's just some, to me, this is an album when you listen to it in its entirety, I think you can take a lot more away than if you just listen to an individual song here and there. So my recommendation is just listen to the entire album, Black Celebration, give it a shot, and just say, okay, if you're into new wave music, to me it's a good release. But here, as you can see, I've got my collection of Depeche Mode CDs now. Debut album I like too. That's a good release. But yeah, Ice Spice sucks. It's not even a joke how bad that was. And then don't even get me, okay, people are going to say sour grapes because you're a 49er fan, they lost. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan, I think, made some bad decisions. I'm not going to complain about Brock Purdy's performance at all. If you don't watch sports, don't worry about this one I'm going to say because you're probably like, what the hell? What are you talking about? So I'm just going to give my 2 cents here quickly for the people that are sports fans. Brock Purdy played okay. Could have done a little better, but again, I thought he actually stepped up for his first Super Bowl and didn't look that bad. Defense, I thought, was strong towards the end. Had some questions about that. But the biggest thing that pissed me off the most was why the hell they keep taking shots at Taylor Swift in the press box. I don't need to see Taylor Swift. She's not part of the game. She is not part of the goddamn... And I don't care. She got millions and millions of followers. So if The Rock was there, you're going to show The Rock every freaking 20 seconds after a play the Chiefs do? You're going to show, that? Or, a team does something? No. You're not. So that was ridiculous. The NFL and, what was it, CBS? God, Tony Romo was obnoxious too. He's a nitwit. Moron. That's the one thing Brock Purdy's done that you'll never do, Tony Romo. He went to a Super Bowl. At least he played in one, right? Last time I checked, I don't believe Tony Romo played in a Super Bowl. He didn't start. No, if anything, he muffed a freaking kick that cost the Dallas Cowboys a chance to win a game that could have advanced them further. So there you go. But he's just obnoxious. I'm sorry. I don't like Tony Romo. I don't like the other guy he's with. I forget his name. Is it Nance? He's an idiot. But Taylor Swift, they kept showing her. It's like, seriously. That freaking network. Because they're saying, we're going to get a lot of views because all those Taylor Swift fans, because we got to appease Taylor Swift fans. Shut up. God, get out of here. In my last video, if you want to check it out, this is what I call Taylor Swift. She is the equivalent of toilet water. She's just like toilet water. She's there, and you just flush it away. And that's what people need to do. Just flush Taylor Swift away. So we don't have to think or see her anymore. We don't have to hear about this garbage. So that's my rant. Yes, I am a little upset. So, hey, am I biased? Yeah, my team lost. But at the same time, I'm sure even the people that didn't like the 49ers were probably having to say to themselves, why the hell do we have to see Taylor Swift every goddamn time, right? They just shoot to her. They just cut right to Taylor Swift. Why? And then she was like trying to chug a beer, looked so pathetic. And then she was like smoking something. But I don't know if she was smoking something. I don't know what she was doing. To me, it was the most disgusting thing to watch. This person just partying during the Super Bowl. I don't care. I want to watch a football game. That's why you watch. It's a game. It's not this, let's make everything a spectacle. It's freaking ridiculous. And if you don't believe that, you have a right to like it. If you enjoyed watching Super Bowl just to see Taylor Swift, you have a right to do it. And I have a right to think that you're a goddamn idiot. You're the weak, the meek, and the sheep. So screw you if you actually enjoyed watching Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. All right, moving on. Let's talk about my recommendation. Here's a Pathetic. If you're a fan of old school, raw, brutal death metal, you need to listen to Pathetic. From Canada, this group, this is their album, Rat King. It's a full-length album. Trio that I just have a lot of respect for. The bass player, AJ, good friend of mine, and he's a cool dude. He's the bassist singer, really talented musician. He also plays in Witch's Hammer, speed metal band from Canada back in the day. They're still going, and he's playing bass, and they sound awesome. They put out a new release, actually, fairly recent, so check that out, Witch's Hammer, if you haven't, and you're into speed metal from the 80s, that raw kind of attack and guitar playing, just very well executed on those releases. But Pathetic, I mean, what can you say? Beharit, they sound like. They also Blasphemy, you can make that connection. Really early, I'd say like Morbid Angel, even, gosh, if you're a fan of like those bands, like the early demos, right, of like certain death metal bands from Europe. Like, I'm trying to think like Convulse, right? That kind of raw, sickening death metal sound. They have it. They even have some Death Doom. Can't say enough. I think Frozen to Death, the Starlight Tours, that just song grips you with this fear. That riff is so abrasive. Everything about it. And they also have a song which is great too, defecating upon the grave of the Grand Wizard. So making fun of the KKK and literally shitting on them. That's great. I got a kick out of that one when I read the title of that. And Going Postal, that's a good song. No, this is a really good release. So I would recommend it. I want to give a shout out to them, Pathetic. I believe they're working on maybe some new material. AJ, he's got another band. I have a lot of these friends, and I'm so glad that I know these individuals that have like multiple projects. So they'll send me music from just different acts they're a part of. And he's also in a band called Empty Chalice. If you're into like the raw black and death, black metal, little primitive death metal elements in there. Empty Chalice reminds me of like the early Bathory at times. Really just ripping stuff, man. So I'd recommend that, So I wanted to do that, give them a shout out, because we should be promoting artists like Pathetic. The kids should be jamming Pathetic. They should be jamming My Life with the Thrill Kill Kult. They should be jamming Depeche Mode. And they should all be looking at Taylor Swift and saying, and Ice Spice too. All that crap, that modern day crap that these kids are being poisoned with. You want to talk about child cruelty? I think Ice Spice should be put in prison for looking and sounding like a danger to the children of our country, gosh darn it. That's what I believe. And I would run, if I ran for president, I would make a order getting rid of these people. I'd send them to Antarctica. Hell, I even send them to some place in the jungles of Africa where they get eaten by lions. I'm being serious. I really hate some of these people, man. These modern musicians and these celebrities nowadays, they don't get me started sometimes. I'll just keep going. But I'm so grateful for the good music and your support, the people that watch this YouTube channel, because I know you too have good taste in music. And if you have any questions, want to get more recommendation information about some of these albums I talked about, or hell, if you want to recommend an album for me, I'll check it out, Definitely. I'm always looking for new rock, metal, punk, new wave, you name it. Just send me. But no, don't send me no gosh damn Taylor Swift or any of this crap, rap, pop, shit, whatever it is. That I will not listen to, damn it. No, unfortunately, you have to listen to it because they play it all of the damn time. You go to the store. You can't go to the store without hearing something that just makes you want to just throw down and get angry. But anyway, hope you liked the video. Remember to like and subscribe. And yeah, everybody, Rob the Metal Guy, signing off. Have a good one.